Welcome to another Midnight Run. Your host tonight, Danobi2. Are you sick? No, you are stupid. Who pre-orders a $600 Harry Potter figure? InArt people must be crazy, I tell you. They are robbers indeed.
Welcome to the Midnight Run. We're honored by your attendance. Your host, Danobi2.
Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing tonight on this wonderful September 5th? Yeah, September the 5th. Oh, we're going to have some fun tonight. I needed this. I needed to engage with humans again. Between work and being addicted to Black Myth Wukong, it's been rough. It's been really rough. Here we go. Where's the folks checking in? Braden, checking in from 5 p.m. Junkertown. Hello, good sir. Hello. How's everybody? Will the haters, what's Aztec talking about? Will the haters be out in full tonight? Call on the side hope he's the better. We're gonna have some good fun. And I'm gonna need a little bit of help. Maybe we're gonna get our good buddy here, good old Nate, to join us. Nate, what's up, dude?
Que pasa, Danobi2?
What's going on? Are you working tonight, or do you actually have the night off?
No, I'm working tonight. Another OT night.
All right, that is a disclaimer, folks, in case Nate phases in and out of the stream. So that way it'll make sense. Checking in 5 p.m. down under in Sydney. I can't believe Iron Man got the Hono studio treatment. I thought he was going to escape it. Oh, I knew he wasn't. Just as John Boyega has Disney Plus, you're not going to Hono studio me. I second that motion. I am with you 100%. You are not going to Hono studio Danobi2. No way, Jose. I don't care.
I actually been looking forward to this stream, like Count Dooku when he faces off against Anakin Skywalker and Kenobi. I've been looking forward to this.
I respect that's what separates me, Nate, from other collectors, is that if I love something very much, I don't succumb to its will. I'm in control, and I make the choices and the decisions in managing my collection. I don't cuck over and give in to that crap. As much as I love Iron Man, plus it's comic book Iron Man. I never read comic book Iron Man. I was never a fan of it. He always looked like a spandex wearing dude with like gauntlets and boots, and he looked like he was going to go out raving instead of fighting crime. Nicholas Harris. Nicholas Harris, Midnight Run, 3 a.m. What's up, good sir? Ecto-17, morning, everyone. 9 a.m. from Belgium. The Wolf's Blood, longtime viewer. I rushed, ordered, and paid in full. Gonna cancel and reorder tomorrow on the phone with customer service. I'm assuming he's trying to be funny, but not exactly sure what he's. What's up, everyone? Collector number one. So I was looking for a reason to pull me away, Nate. I've been going through a really bad addiction with Black Myth Wukong.
Oh, really?
It's bad. Yeah, yeah, it's really bad. And I was like, I need to, like, it's been so bad. I'm like 3 days behind my Avatar video. Like, I haven't even been.
Really?
Yeah, it's that bad. I haven't even unboxed my Avatar figures. It's bad. It's been really, really bad. Agent Silver Fox, greetings from Scotland. 8 a.m. Beetlejuice. Checking in from Manchester, United Kingdom. 8 a.m. Let's get to it. Let's jump right into it. Beetlejuice. What do you think, Nate?
Wow. Again, Hot Toys has been full of surprises.
Yeah.
Especially the fact that, one, they're keeping up with the hype. Like, literally, this figure is coming out for pre-order during the hype train of the sequel, right?
Yep. The movie
and also
the movie opens. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, and it's strange with Hot Toys because we hardly see this. We see this when some of the bigger stars, the bigger movie hypes, right? We see that a lot, but now they're just they're getting into the groove of trying to keep up with the hype train, especially when these movies get rolling. Also, have you noticed that every 4 to 6 months they come out with a better version of their characters after Sideshow releases theirs? It's strange to me.
Hot Toys isn't showing any mercy towards Sideshow. So what? They're the U.S. authorized distributor. Hot Toys, in my book, is playing fair. If they're gonna poop on InArt and Jazz Inc. and any other type of toy company that can potentially pose a threat, they absolutely will make sure that. And it's sad. It's really sad. But I mean, overall, it's a fantastic. I mean, like, wow, it blew me away. Like, this is a fantastic figure. I love everything about it. The accessories, what you get with it. Channel member Eric, what's up, dude? Charlotte, North Carolina, 3 in the morning. Beetlejuice. Thank you, good sir, for joining. It's always a pleasure. Yes, I mean, we. I guess we should talk about the. I guess we should talk about the
series robots, but like no design I've ever seen.
Well, well. Aren't we the poor cousin?
Down here.
Dear Lord, I can't with you. I can't with you, Denobi.
I mean, Beetlejuice Sideshow, $280. Ew. Who's gonna want this?
Brother, ew.
Ew, brother, ew. Who's gonna $280? Ew. I never pre-ordered this. I thought it was very mediocre at the time. I just know there's just no way this was going to there was no way that was ever going to grab my dollar. There's just no way. At $280, you figure plus sales tax and shipping, you're looking at what, $320, $325 on a good day?
On a good day, maybe without the coupon, $20 coupon.
Without the coupon. And I mean, granted, it is apples and oranges. This is based off of what, the 1987 representation of Beetlejuice of Michael Keaton, and the one we are getting is based off of the sequel. But come on, the sequel is probably, and who's to say they're not going to tackle the first one, right? If this second sequel does really, really well, they may even try to do it. But they're probably, I mean, I don't know. I see, that's with Hot Toys. They're not really, they just don't give a shit. And when you look at the Sideshow one, why would you? This was always a bad one anyway. I mean, yikes! Look at that! Look at that doll hair. Look at
now,
that
granted, there was talks that it's Sideshow commissioned an artist on Instagram or what have you that knows that professionally knows how to deal with hair like this, right? When it comes to figures, not taking shots at them. But at the end of the day, we got to realize the limits of what can be achieved with Sideshow when you compare it to Hot Toys, right?
I lost faith in Sideshow figures a long time ago. Sideshow figures are just as reliable as a Jazz Inc. product. And
oh dear Lord, Jazz Inc. is catching freaking strays now. Oh my God, dear Lord, Denobi.
This is not going to be a Jazz Inc. Hate live stream. But I mean, come on. What are we doing here? Look at this?
Come on, it's a cool paperweight. Come on now.
There's no apples and oranges on this thing. There's just no comparison on this thing. Not when you can get the Hot Toys official certified. I mean, look at the smile. That is Howard Chan. Like, you're gonna buy me, aren't you?
Wow! Look at that.
Pre-order is up, $330. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, folks. I don't look at $330 because I live here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I see the full price. Full price for me is just under 370. It's like 374 and change. So it's 375 for me. If I decided to pre-order this. Yeah.
That's $400 right there. Like all I see is $400 altogether.
I mean, you're kind of almost rounding it off if you don't use a coupon, right?
Mm-hmm.
75 shipping and tax. You can't look. This is a fantastic figure. I can't really find anything wrong with it. The price is a big concern, so it really comes down to on the performance of the film. Is the film going to be good? I don't even know if the Rotten Tomatoes score is out on this.
Haven't seen anything yet.
I wonder if there's like an embargo on the reviews. I mean, I don't know what the Rotten score is.
Now, the one thing I do realize is why the price is, up there is because one, we got 2 head sculpts, and then we got a nice little deal base that comes with this. This is pretty much essentially a deluxe piece.
So why are collectors trying to extract the essence of Michael Keaton? I don't give a shit if this looks like Michael Keaton or not. I want to make sure it looks like Beetlejuice portrayed in the film. So if there's people out there, I guess, ice skating an excuse that it doesn't look like Michael, I don't like. To me, that's not what I would judge it. I would judge it as does it look like Beetlejuice as it's portrayed in the film? And the fact that they're giving you 2 head sculpts on this is it's probably the main reason why the price is $330 plus tax and so forth. Because yeah, that's right, you are getting 2 head sculpts with this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you are absolutely getting 2 head sculpts with this thing.
Well, again,
rolling eyeballs and all sorts of good stuff.
Yeah. Again, this is the whole situation where everyone has their own ways of how to interpret the head sculpt. Like, if me and you say that it does look like Beetlejuice, the next guy probably will say, "Nah, it's barely there with the likeness." Even though I do see the likeness, it's always gonna be a tug of war situation when it comes to the likenesses.
Yeah, I don't have a problem. To me, if there's a legitimate reason why somebody should probably pause and maybe patience is key, is the price. This is a lot. Aren't we still at 130 pre-orders through Sideshow inbound? Like,
yep.
That's crazy. That's it's just, no, it doesn't make any sense. I think for $50 more than Sideshow, the extras are amazing. Does it look like Beetlejuice? Is all that matters for sure. That's it. Who gives a shit if it looks like and needs to look like Beetlejuice. And then, like I said, the 2 head sculpts, the 2 rolling eyeballs, and then there is a premium, right? There's because it comes fully loaded with a ton of schlock, right? You get like the wool hair, the hair. It's not doll hair, so they're using. I guess is wool hair the new artisan in between subpar level? Is that what it is now?
It's okay. Did you ever pick up the Wonder Woman D100 piece?
No, I couldn't score one of hers. I couldn't.
Me neither. But that's pretty much what I'm thinking is the in between. Because that was not a DX. That was not an artisan DX. So my guess is that's where we're at with what they're doing with the technology between pretty much the middle ground between regular rooted wool and then artisan.
Okay, because it looks great, man. I mean, this is like some of these close-up shots. Like, damn, that's wild. Like, how could you even attempt to have this guy right next to the Sideshow Beetlejuice?
Oh dear Lord!
Did you pre-order the Beetlejuice from Sideshow, Nate?
Oh no, because Hot Toys has got my freaking money tight right now. What I plan on doing though, what my original plan was, Sideshow figures usually pretty much take up stock, especially on eBay, and you'll probably be able to find that Beetlejuice version of Sideshow at eBay for half the price. So I play the wait game and see a proper score. So it is what it is.
Yeah, 2 head sculpt, 2 heads, moving eyes and diorama to me. Yeah, it almost bordered. I mean, like the DX is the new norm. So when you factor in all of the accessories, the bonus head, the wool hair, the likeness, the paint. I mean, I don't have it. I can't see anything wrong with this figure. I think it looks badass. Would you want anybody else from the film? Because I don't. I don't care for Lydia Dietz. I don't know if I'd want her.
Honestly, Beetlejuice is the main piece I want in my collection. Honestly, now it would have been cool if Hot Toys did like a the first version. That would have been nice as well. The first film. That's probably the only other purchase I want is the original Beetlejuice. But this one, it'll do. It'll do, pig.
Yeah,
That'll do, pig.
yeah. Because if you do the original one, if Hot Toys, then I wouldn't be against picking up Lydia Dietz, and that'd be the only other character in the film, right? I don't know if I'd want the Maitlands. I don't know if I'd want like Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis and Otho and the dad. I would probably just be fine with those two. I mean, just like like the cartoon, right? Wasn't the God? I remember watching that cartoon.
I remember the cartoon. Yep,
the cartoon was wild.
Yeah, they were smoking something with that cartoon.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. What's up, channel member Hugo Boss? Thank you for joining in. Welcome. I'm gonna try to. For the channel members watching, I'm gonna try to focus more on the evening run so that I can kind of be access. So that I could be more available to you folks. I'm sorry. I was off today, and I'm a little bit tired because I was stuck on a boss for 2 days. There's a boss that was kicking my ass on Black Myth Wukong, and I was watching tutorials, videos, leveling up. The boss's name is Yellow Long, Loong, and he's like one of the four prince dragons, and he just kept kicking my ass. Nate, are you going to play this game, Black Myth Wukong? I know I'm jumping all over the place, but
no, that's fine. Eventually, I will. But honestly, right now, 40K Space Marines is on my to-do list. I'm probably going to be streaming that on the channel very soon, possibly this Friday. So I want to make that a thing. Space Marines 2.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one. Dylan Compton actually makes a good point. Going back to Beetlejuice here, Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis would be cool as shit as characters if they had their monster heads. That's pretty much would fit.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah. Where her head gets stretched out to like a chicken head, or no, he does. He goes into a chicken head, and then she opens her mouth with her 2 eyeballs. That would be cool to have them as the monsters. I think that would be badass. I think that'd be really, really cool. That's not a bad idea. But again, Beetlejuice he's his own IP. I'm still on the fence. I think, like I said, I don't find anything wrong with this figure. I'm still on the fence whether or not I'm gonna add it into my collection. I think it's unique enough, and ultimately, it's gonna be based on the movie. And I'm probably gonna see the movie this weekend. I'm gonna take the kids, and because they actually want to see the movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so it really honestly depends on the film's performance and the actual Rotten Tomato scores. But yeah, I mean, like even the hands are painted. Just they got everything right on this. They did everything right. They really, really did. And then the amount of he's more of a Deadpool type character. Like you can get away with a lot of wacky
shenanigans.
Yep. Yeah. Now you can definitely get away with a lot with this guy here. So this is definitely a nice one. As far as the Sideshow one, I don't know what to tell you, folks. I didn't pre-order him. It's a Sideshow figure, so they never sell. I wouldn't even imagine what to do with that one. I will say, though, that this one comes with the tomb. Man, you get a lot of accessories with this guy.
You know what's funny? Is that when we talked about the Sideshow version of Beetlejuice, I think we talked about it on stream at some point.
Trashed it. Yeah, last year, a year or so ago. I remember it was crap. Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing I remember talking about was that it sucked that it didn't come with the tombstone, right? And here's Hot Toys just dropping the tombstone. I'm like, no, we got you, fam. We got you, homies.
Do we know if the tombstone lights up? Because it looks like it lights up.
Well, let me head over to sideshow.com. And it'll tell you, in details.
Let me see if I can find them. Hold on, because you're right. That's a really good question, because if it's a USB, I'm looking for them right now. I'm going back to the.
That is crazy. Already on Sideshow's
Oh yeah,
crazy.
Sideshow was gearing up. They don't want to waste any time. Details, what's in the box? Authentic and detailed likeness of Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice in Beetlejuice. One newly developed Beetlejuice head sculpt with separate roll and eyeball system. One additionally newly developed head sculpt with pop-in eyes and gesture tongue. Greatly detailed frizzy light green hairstyle, wool material, movie accurate facial expression. It's a newly developed body, 30 points of articulation. I want to scroll down to the accessories. The Afterlife newspaper, one handbook for the recently deceased, heart, watch, bracelet, microphone, and specially designed tombstone themed diorama base. It doesn't tell you if it's.
No,
I don't. Maybe it
it
glows in the dark. Maybe it's black light sensitive. Maybe.
possibly. I just don't see anything with batteries or USB power.
No. Oh, you know what? I think you're right. I think it just has that fluorescent, the fluorescent paint markings on it to give it.
Yeah, they borrowed some from the Dark Troopers.
Yeah. Yeah. So you go on here. I'll pull it up here. I thought I did. Show this tab instead. Yeah, that's pretty. Let me go back over here so I can pull up some of the.
Ooh, I sense a USB hacking going on with Denobi soon.
Well, no, it doesn't. But
in the near future.
No, but it wouldn't work on this because it's painted. It looks like it's just if it was like I think you know what I think it is? I think it's like a cold cast resin.
Ah.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be something that I can USB hack. And but it's if anything, it looks like it's black light sensitive. So it may potentially like if you have like a black light setup, it may potentially work and you can probably get away with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Putting on the air. It's warm. It's been starting to cool down over here in Vegas.
Yeah, here in Georgia as well. But the thing is, Georgia's always ups and down with their weather anyway. We still got summer and winter.
Where's the this is what I'm looking for here. This eyeball thing here. This is some wacky stuff here. This is incredible. Look at the tongue and the
Oh dear Lord.
They really did a bang up job on this guy.
What
really
has happened here? Oh God.
I know the tongue.
Daddy, chill. Daddy.
The tongue is not additional. It's not part of the deluxe, but yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, that's crazy that they're able to pull that off. You could, those eyes can also almost work for the mask. It reminds me of the Jim Carrey mask. Remember?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, those animated bulging eyes with the tongue. In fact, I never bought that figure. Actually, the mask was unlicensed, wasn't it? Wasn't there like a Toys era, the mask of Jim Carrey?
I've seen a lot. Yeah, I've seen a lot of third-party versions of that figure. So
it's crazy. There was never a licensed company never actually jumped on board and actually made it. Yeah, that was a wasted opportunity on there. But I mean, overall, let me go back here to share this tab instead. Overall, I think this is a fantastic figure. Interchangeable heads with wool hairstyling on both heads. That's just, I mean, they're giving you a lot. So, I mean, I'm complaining about the price, Nate, but Hot Toys is actually justifying the price based on current conditions and what collectors are typically expect from a Hot Toys figure. Since $300 is the new norm, this one's going to be pushing a tad bit higher, closer to $400 with sales tax and shipping. But you're getting a lot. You're getting a diorama, 2 interchangeable heads, the PERS rolling eyeball system. All we just have to wait is whether or not how much you love Beetlejuice and how well the movie performs. Because unfortunately, that would be the most legitimate way of probably avoiding this figure is the movie sucks. The movie sucks, then just ditch it, Would you pre-order this? Would you jump on board on this or?
I will have to gauge it because as of right now, I'm trying to behave. I'm trying to pay off whatever figures I have right now to have a clean slate going into 2025.
Okay.
So
I'm still good on my promise. I did the one pre-order, Chewbacca and C-3PO, and I have not added any more pre-orders into my spreadsheet. I'm kind of with you. I kind of want to clean up my current Google spreadsheet, and I kind of want to go into 2025 a little bit more leaner. I can't. I'm just pulling my hair off my scalp dealing with these 1 to 2 year old pre-orders from Hot Toys and other companies that I pre-ordered with, and it just sucks. And it's really tough to navigate the arena, especially when we're going into Christmas. And I know these toy companies are going to like shove this shit down. They're going to start sending out invoices because everybody's going to want to balance the books. Everybody's going to want to be able to get ready for the holiday season. And I just, you got to be prepared. You have to be 100% prepared. So as far as Beetlejuice, it looks good. I'm going to wait for the movie to come out. And if I enjoy the movie, I will have to chase it next year. But if I love the film and it does great, I'm not going to be pre-ordering this figure this year. If I do, it maybe next year. Maybe I even end up chasing it. That is my 2 cents on that.
It's an absolute do. Absolute do, though.
Yeah. Did you pre-order this thing?
No, but I'm debating about it. I am honestly debating about this one.
This is some rough stuff here, Nate. This is really, really bad. I can't stand behind this. This is just bad. This is like if Hasbro got in bed with Hot Toys and they made a baby and they produced a 12-inch Marvel Legends. This is some wacky shit here. Look at this thing. This, and then they're using fancy words like silicone. Get the hell out of here. That is just flexible plastic polymer. That I don't know. This thing is not. This is going to age poorly. You get this Hono Studios Iron Man like anywhere near the East Coast. The minute it rains out there, this shit's going to start to peel. This thing would not survive a Savannah summer. I shit you not. I'll put money on this. If there is a Savannah, Georgia collector out there, and they're out there on the bench with their fan, drinking their iced tea on the Savannah bench. Ooh, Lord. This Iron Man would not survive. Come on, Nate.
Oh God. God.
This is like, why did budget? Like,
hey, what's the problem, Denobi, with the budget Hot Toys collector?
The problem is that they're not giving you budget pricing, right? This is what, $215 on Sideshows, so you're looking at what, $250, right? For me, it'd be about $245 with shipping and tax. This is a $250 figure, and all I see is Hasbro did like a 12-inch line a little while ago. And this just, I mean, I don't know. This is like a pig with, wearing lipstick and makeup. And they're just do they have like a surplus of bodies of plastic, so much that they're trying to repurpose? And they don't know, because they're moving into the new artisan line, and the artisan line, they have a higher standard of bodies, the proportions, height adjustments, and so forth. The artisan line is now the new premier line. So those standard 12-inch bodies that they probably invested, 100 million parts, like it's just their idea of repurposing, kind of using everything on the bird. When you make chicken, nothing goes to waste. We're using everything. And I see stuff like this, and I'm just like, even if you're a comic book collector, there are better or more affordable means going through. I think Hasbro has done a pretty decent job in representing this. I know it's Hot Toys and a 12-inch, and it looks bad. I just look at him. I mean, he's just dainty as shit. I can't have this thing. He's not gonna. What crime could he possibly do? What the only thing I can think of is that he's going to prevent someone from cutting in line in a Starbucks. Maybe. I don't no, man, no.
Tony Stark would not have called this suit up in Iron Man 3.
Man. And then
What, they brought all the suits?
and I never read the comic book where he wore this because it always looked like go-go boots wearing spandex with cosplayer gloves. It always I never liked Iron Man until Robert Downey Jr. portrayed him in the film in a cool cinematic, realistic armored suit.
So
Then
Denobi, I'll give you this much with that before Tony Robert Downey Jr. donned the suit, as Tony Stark and Iron Man, what have you, the Iron Man character was pretty much an asshole and a drunk, and a lot worse than actual Robert Downey Jr. was in the films. So Robert Downey Jr. made Tony Stark likable in live action. So I get where you're saying with that, where you had no interest with Iron Man before the actual film.
Yeah, he brought a face to the character, but the technology didn't look hokey like this. And it's not like they had decades to improve on the armor. Like even the Iron Man cartoon in the late 90s still had silly shit like this design. So 97, 98. And I want to say in the early aughts, there was another Iron Man cartoon that had this similar cartoony, hokey design. And it wasn't until the cinematic universe, then the Marvel cinematic, because they made a couple of animated films with Hulk and the Avengers, very more mature. You know how DC does their mature Batman animated films? Then when the cinematic universe started taking off, Marvel's like, hey, we can do real gritty adult. So then only after the film's portrayal of Robert Downey Jr., then the actual suit design finally changed to that more realistic, real type tech. But it's my problem is with the whole character design, and then the story arc. They never treated it with respect. The cartoon was always so like just everything about it. And then I don't trust this technology, this R&D budget economy friendly. This, like, I want to say Hasbro did this. Didn't Hasbro or Toy Biz have like a Dr. Doom with like flexible boots? I know somebody in the audience collected this particular line of, like, I want to say they were maybe 10-inch or 12. They were like I remember that I had a Dr. Doom, the late 90s or early aughts, and the Dr. Doom had like rubber gloves and rubber boots, and it had poor articulation because you couldn't hold the position of Dr. Doom. I know somebody out there watching knows exactly what I'm talking about, because I want to say Toy Biz did this. It's either in the late 90s or early aughts, and I'm getting that budget Toy Biz feeling from this. And when I entered the world of Hot Toys as a Hot Toys collector, what opened up my eyes, what let me experience that euphoric sense, like, holy shit, I've been wasting my time collecting Marvel Legends and 3 3/4-inch Power of the Force series when I bought my very first Iron Man Mark II Unleashed. And I saw that, and I was blown away, Nate. Like, oh my God, this is what I've been missing? The Mark II Unleashed back in 2012. And I didn't see like my old, that's when I did the purge. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, these Marvel Legends, they all look like shit. And I got rid of a lot of it. And I understand that Hot Toys, they want to cater to that Marvel Legends crowd, I guess, maybe. Or the Mezco one. Is it the Mezco one line that they're trying to, I don't know who they're trying. This is such a weird market. Like at 200,
maybe they're taking the luxury car business route, where luxury car business, they have like the budget luxury car versus their much more premium version. They're probably doing the same thing. They're trying to get you in, just to get your beak wet, and then you probably want to buy more later.
But this is the worst way to really, because one of the special treats in collecting Hot Toys is being able to have a die-cast Iron Man suit enter your collection. Like, it is total bliss. In fact, I think I'm being charged this week. I got a notice from Sideshow on my Coca-Cola Iron Man, the Mark III. It's
Oh wow,
charging.
you getting a charge for that? Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I got an invoice that it's going to charge very soon. It's either today or tomorrow. I have to look. I just saw the notice. And yeah, and it's a wonderful experience. Yes, Iron Man Hot Toys diecast are expensive. And I don't expect everybody out there to get it. They're very expensive toys. But to me, if you really want someone to get addicted to your product, how about making a hybrid diecast? Maybe not all of it diecast, because because at $250, and what's an Iron Man suit now? Well, an Iron Man suit's like $400 now, isn't it? Yeah, it's 400.
Yeah.
It's almost. I get it. That's almost double the amount. That's probably what they're seeing. But if you want to impress yourself or your friends or whoever, you're not going to do it with this popsicle. This is just no. Like, I wouldn't add him onto my roster. Like, if I was going to go battle Doctor Doom in the streets of New York, I'm not going to pick Iron Man looking like this. We're going to lose the fight. I mean, look at him. He's going to come into the battle skipping. Get the fuck out of here. No, Nate, not like this, Nate. Not like
Not
that.
like this.
Not like this. No. I mean, who's gonna not like this? No. This is just bad. It's just no. And you zoom in on his under and on it says Calvin Klein. Like, no.
Calvin Klein. Oh
Calvin
no,
Klein,
Denobi. No.
Oh, yeah, no. And he has like those little frisbee, and like, this is just bad. Like, I mean, I guess if you're like a '60s fan of the cartoon, right, of Tony Stark, with like gin and tonic, right? He should have like a martini in his hand, or like a gin and tonic, or a drink, a hard drink. But I just, and then I look, because I'm on Instagram, and I see people posting their Hono Studios Wolverine. And I just don't have the heart to tell them that it looks like shit.
I actually like the Hono Wolverines. I think they came out fantastic.
He has like and there's somebody I follow. There's a few people I follow, and it's like, I want to put a message like, don't get that camera too close to that. You get that camera too close. That Hono. I mean. No,
that sounds like you gotta go 4K blast that Hono Wolverine.
No, that Hono Wolverine can't even battle 720. Like, don't get too close.
Come on, 4K blast the Wolverine and give it away to your memberships.
Oh, man. And then here's the other thing too, because of the paint application represents the '60s comic book look. It's hard to gauge a scale, because it lacks detail and scope. So from this angle, it genuinely looks like a Marvel. It looks like a 7-inch fucking Marvel Legends. It's exactly like it's.
Maybe they're trying to capture that comic book likeness to it. That the way it's just popping out the actual comic cover. Possibly.
Who's running their marketing team? InArt? I mean, this is bad. This is awful. They can't. This is terrible, man. You can't do that. I want to talk about a story, because you folks out there.
Oh dear Lord.
We're going to talk about it, right? We're going to talk about it. U.S. collectors, and hopefully you folks out there, if I get part of this story wrong, absolutely post in the comments and help me try to correct it. We're gonna talk about InArt. That was the segue, folks. We're gonna talk about Queen Studios and InArt. Let's have some fun here. All right. Since the start of the stream, you folks out there have heard me that I am been extremely addicted to a game that is breaking huge records. Black Myth Wukong. Put it up here. Black Myth Wukong tops 850 million in gross revenue on Steam. It's one of the most popular games. Huge game, huge game. All right. I love this game so much. I, as a gamer and as a 1/6 scale toy collector, when I was at San Diego Comic-Con, I do recall and I do remember seeing that InArt actually had the Monkey King on display. I didn't take a photo of it. I didn't know. I knew it was the Monkey King. I knew it was Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, but I didn't know what the connection was with InArt. Like I know that's the Monkey King. It's it's Chinese folklore, but I didn't know their connection. So I did extensive research, folks, right? And again, I don't know how accurate the story that I'm going to share with you folks is. If somebody has parts of this story that they can fill me in or even correct me, I'm more than welcome. But anyway, playing this game, Black Myth Wukong, it blew me away. I'm like, this is such a fantastic game. I need the Monkey King in my collection. And then I learned that InArt is making or made the Monkey King for the Asian market. See if I can pull up the photo here. Pull it up. Here we go. Okay. Yes, this is it right here. So pull it up here. That should okay. So there was a collector set. There was a video game collector set that was made, that was offered to gamers in the Asian market. For us U.S. collectors, this collector set was not made available. In fact, the only way U.S. gamers can play Black Myth Wukong is through digital download through Steam or PlayStation 5 is where I'm playing the game.
Yeah.
And there was a collector's video game set that included a lot of tchotchkes, a lot of stuff, and it also included a 1/6 scale Monkey King made by InArt. InArt made an exclusive figure for this collector set, and they had even teased it. Let me see if this is the photo, not this one. They had even teased it. InArt even teased it and so forth. Very little information. But for you folks out there, you probably saw, if I'm not on Facebook, but you probably saw on InArt's Facebook, you saw that they advertised, hey, it's us InArt, and we're making a 1/6 scale Black Myth Wukong figure. Very little information. All right. Now, this is where I feel I'm going to speculate because I don't have the full story. And if somebody wants to step in and put comments and correct me, I'm more than welcome. Now, InArt scored a phenomenal licensing deal with the studio behind the game Black Myth Wukong. The studio's name is Game Science. And this collector set, I want to say it retails for $400 is the price that I remember reading online.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, $400. It was a collector set, included a lot of like trinkets from the game. It also included the InArt Monkey King that was only available with this collector set. Only available for pre-order in the Asian market. China, Hong Kong, Singapore, and such. This collector set was never made available for us. And the only way that you can get the Monkey King was through this collector set. Now, apparently they sold 10,000 pre-orders of this collector set is what I remember, was what I read. I can't verify these facts. I don't speak Mandarin. They sold 10,000 units, and InArt can barely keep up with the pre-order amount, and they only were able to pump out anywhere between 200 to 300 of these InArt Monkey Kings. These collector sets can only be sold with the figure. And because InArt, my understanding, they dropped the ball because they can't make figures fast enough. I mean, you've seen how they treat the U.S. collectors here with influencer batches and regular batches and East Coast batches. And if you're top tier, you know, it's just, and it's all in waves. InArt can not make a figure fast enough to save their lives. Again, I've said this on record. You guys can even snip this. The destruction and the end of InArt will be their distribution. I don't have a problem with their sculpts and their figures, but they suck ass with their distribution, and that's what's going to ultimately do them in. So let's go back to the collector set. So 10,000 units of the Black Myth Wukong collector set were sold, and InArt only made 200 to 300 of them. And so what happened is that all the pre-orders had to be refunded, and only select individuals were able to get the collector set. So what happens when you're only able to sell 200 to 300 of this Black Myth Wukong collector set, that the company essentially trusted InArt to deliver? Hey, we're Game Science, we're a big gaming company studio. We've submitted a PO, a purchase order, to InArt, and they could not fulfill that order. What happens is that chaos, a lot of angry gamers, a lot of angry collectors of like pure, just, we're talking like with the villagers, pitchforks, like it was bad. I remember reading an article that somebody went to the store and they were yelling at the store who took the pre-orders, and they could not fulfill them. It was a shit show. It's you folks out there think you have your issues with InArt here in the US. It's even worse. And apparently, from what I read, they are extremely not loved in the Asian market. In fact, if anything, they're probably hated, extremely hated. And I've never wanted anything from InArt. InArt doesn't produce anything that hasn't already been produced by Hot Toys that I would want into my collection, except this guy. I want the Monkey King. I want the InArt Monkey King, and I can't afford $2,000. That's what he's going for on eBay. I could, but it would mean giving up my Mark III and my big ticket items, you know, and my pre-orders, and I have to save up money because I'm going to invest heavy into the Tomy Enterprise refit. But it just goes to show you, and I feel like I'm missing parts because I did a lot of research. I went down this rabbit hole, and I'm just like, InArt isn't even well loved and liked in Asia. I didn't even know that. That kind of went over, like, that blew me away. I thought it was just issues and drama here in the US, but no, they're essentially fucking things up overseas as well too. Let me see, and I'm going to show you, folks, because a lot of you American viewers or even the European viewers are watching me because it's a midnight run. It's guys are watching me overseas. You probably don't even know that such a wonderful collector set existed. So I'm going to go on eBay, and here it goes.
The prices aren't that favorable.
Right there. Right there. Look at that. Right there. $2,600 to get that collector set from InArt. When InArt goes out of business, Nate and we should do a 24-hour stream. You know what's wild? You know what's wild is that out of all the sketchy companies out there that are peddling to get the collector's dollar, I honestly generally feel that Jazz Inc. is going to outlive InArt. You know?
Wow.
I do. If I had to put money which company's going to fold first, it's going to be InArt, because Jazz Inc. is just going to put, you know, his relatives to work or something, or do something, versus InArt is actually probably following the rules with licensing and such. But yeah, like this sucks. Like the one character that I would actually be genuinely interested in from InArt, and they can't meet the demand. So yeah, that's, let me see if I can find some of the sold ones here. Because there's been unboxing videos. Like, look, one sold right there, 2008, right there. That has the InArt complete sold. There's the InArt Monkey King.
Wow.
A figure that was advertised to U.S. collectors in a trade show, San Diego Comic-Con, and on their website, and by no means have any ability to acquire it.
I think, Denobi, I will have to go in a few minutes.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, work is getting busy, but I would like to say just a few words. I believe it's more of an issue with, like what you said before, like distribution issues. But I think it's where InArt is just biting more they can chew when it comes to these pre-orders and leaving them open as much as they can to rake in. That's why my InArt Batman and my InArt Aragorn haven't been shipped yet. So I'm going to be in the last vote on it whenever they get shipped out.
You
because
did
they
pre-order
do.
Aragon, didn't you?
Yeah, Aragorn Premium Edition. Yes.
So you'll probably get yours in February, because you're not part of the special cult influencer batch, right? Is that how that works with them? If you're not licking their boots, you're not going to get yours, right? Did you get your golden ticket to the San Diego Comic-Con mixer?
Nah, I don't need a golden ticket. I just want my Aragorn. So whenever they're ready. So anyway, I gotta go. Denobi, have fun. Everyone, enjoy the stream. Denobi's in session. The auditor has come to play.
Let me see here. Did you see the Harry Potter rooted sculpt? I don't care for Harry Potter. People will send me, like, Harry Potter's been done by other companies, and I find it very humorous in acquiring a childlike figure for $600. Like, and this is just me. I find it weird. And mind you, this is coming from a guy that I have no problem doing an unboxing video for Tifa Lockhart, complete anatomically correct figure / doll. Like, I don't care. But childlike figures, where a bunch of guys, I was watching live streams and they're all talking about her ankles being shown, and I'm just like, what? Like, no. I'd never had any interest in ever collecting any of the Harry Potter children and adding them into my collection. I wouldn't even know where to display them. Would I display them in Joker's Palace, in my diorama display where debauchery happens? I just, that just goes over my head. But I understand, to each his own, right? It's a big community. We all have our vices. We all have our tastes. And I totally understand. I have friends that love the Harry Potter kids. And no, not for 5, 6, 7. I don't give a shit how good they look. For how tall are they? They're like, what, 6 inches? They're like the size of a Mezco. And they're coming with what? The owl, spells, a magic. I just don't like. And then the price point. No, not like that. No. No, but it doesn't matter, because you heard it from Nate. He has pre-orders from InArt, and they suck ass in delivery and distribution. And and it's not just something that's an issue that's with them here in the US. Clearly in overseas, they can't keep up with demand either. And this collector set that was released before the game is being sold for buku bucks. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. This is probably, look at this one. Black Myth Wukong Collector's Edition, brand new in stock. 1,100. That's probably the lowest I've seen it. And you can see, and it tells you right there, 10,000 units. Like, it tells you right there, and like, from what I read, InArt has not fulfilled that purchase order. Maybe something has changed. Maybe the story has changed, that they may be facing litigation. That, because it's really weird, because now I'm seeing the word pre-sale, and I'm like, I thought this was closed. I thought this whole Black Myth Wukong Collector's Edition, so maybe they're under the gun. Maybe, again, I'm speculating here. I don't know the full story. When I looked into this a few weeks ago, all I saw were sellers from China selling the Black Myth Wukong Collector's Edition in stock, ready to ship. Now I'm revisiting, and now I see pre-sale. So did the pre-sales open up? Is InArt being held under the gun now? And if they're forced to meet their obligation for these collectors sets, what does that mean to you as collectors and the collectors out there that are waiting for their Aragorn or whatever out of the 16 or 17 InArt pre-orders that they've sold, that they're running behind anywhere between 1 to 2 years? I mean, unless you're an influencer or you're part of that, Fox and Friends group that can get this stuff early. So I don't know. It just, it sucks. It really, really sucks, because this is such a wonderful game. And like, this is crazy. The fact that there's no I wish I would know a little bit more on this story here, because this is just, look at these. These are $2,000 collector sets. I don't understand how they can be so terrible when they have a parent company that should have these shipping things work out already. I don't know if it's part shipping and then it's part labor. They can't make their figures with the quality that they've promised fast enough. And not only when they are able to make enough figures, it's in small increments. It's like in tiny morsels. Instead of sending out a pallet, they're sending out a few boxes at a time, and it's just pissing everybody off. And everyone's just making excuses like it's a growing pain. And I'm like, it's either you adapt or you die. This is a fierce, competitive, high-end toy collector market. There's no reward for coming in third and fourth place. It can financially devastate a company if you're not getting things in order. When I read the story last month, it was 10,000 units that were pre-sold, and InArt could barely keep up with just 200 of those. And the collector sets cannot be released or sold without the InArt figure. So again, this is new. This is a new angle of the story, that there's pre-sales going on, and then for $2,000 for a collector set that originally retailed for $400, like, this is some wacky shit. It really, really is. And I just wanted to kind of bring this into light, because I know most U.S. collectors out there probably think the InArt drama is just with U.S. collectors, and rest assured, they're not well loved in the Asian market. And in fact, if anything, the Asian collectors would probably push them in front of a moving bus, compared to some of the stories and complaints I read online. You can research a lot of this stuff. It's pretty intense, and it's just like, this is crazy. What's also interesting too is that Spec Fiction has a pre-order open. I believe I saw pre-order. I want to say Spec Fiction. Let me take a look here. Spec Fiction. I want to say Spec Fiction may have. I think they were taking pre-orders on it. Let me take a look. How would I shop? Would it be under? Maybe it's under coming soon. Maybe. I want to say I saw something on Spec Fiction that had to do. Maybe if I just type in InArt, I can pull up all the stuff associated. Let's see here. Oh, Superman coming soon. There it is. Okay, so right there, Black Myth Wukong. So will InArt, or I guess it says Queen Studios here, will they offer the figures sold separately at one point? It's a wait list. And this photo here, this photo, that is that's the figure they had on display at San Diego Comic-Con. So maybe down the road they're gonna pursue it. They're doing a coming soon. So I definitely will put my name on here because I'm interested. This is the only character that's actually from this company, this reputable that's actually piqued my interest, and I'd like to follow the progress on this specific character. It's interesting. Carnival Barker John said it will be on pre-order soon. Shit, that means I'm never gonna get. It's never coming. It's dead. If he said it's dead on arrival, I'm gonna have to take my chances on eBay then. Yeah, supposedly the Monkey King will be a wide release from InArt, but who knows when it'll actually be available. If John from InArt says it's coming, it's not. It'll show up in 2030 or something. It's just another empty promise is what it is. And our over promises, yeah, I wouldn't. I'd take that with. You should probably put with a grain of salt on that comment. But I'll put my email on the waitlist for Spec Fiction, and if it happens, I don't know when. I'll be shocked. I will be 100% shocked. By the way, if you folks out there watching and are interested in the Monkey King, as I am affiliated with Spec Fiction, so coupon code $10 off. Spec Fiction Shop. You just use my name. Denobi2 gets you $10 off if you decide to put yourself on a wait list or decide to purchase something. Use coupon code Denobi2 and you'll get $10 off. And I'll keep an eye on this, but this is the only thing from InArt that I'm interested in following. Let's put it that way. Because everything else that they've promised and made, it has no interest to me at all. Nothing. I don't care about Harry Potter and the kids. As Superman, I got Superman already. I don't need. I mean, the whole Joaquin Phoenix Joker thing was a big shit show. I mean, they pissed off everybody. They told everybody that this was the only way to get the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, and then Hot Toys said, Hot Toys went, hold my beer, and they offered a more affordable, better artisan version, and now people are stuck with multiple characters of the Joaquin Phoenix Joker that they really wouldn't have bought if it wasn't included in a collector set. So it's just with this company, it's one big fumble after the other. It's just one big issue after the other. And again, if you're not part of their special group that licks their boots, then you're not going to get your figures on time. And it's a shit show. It really is. I wanted the Wukong figure as well, but we didn't have a chance here in the States to purchase it, unfortunately. Yeah. And I don't think we ever will, because I'm not going to shell out $2,000. I mean, you saw what it's going for. These sets are selling for $2,000 a pop on eBay. Yeah. The biggest thing everyone says is InArt doesn't have global license. I still doubt InArt will deliver Paul Atreides in a timely manner. You'll get your Paul Atreides when Dune Messiah finally hits theater in 2 years, 3 years. That's when you'll see him. Even then, that one had some issues that I had actually brought up in my stream 2 streams ago. I think it was my San Diego Comic-Con stream. Yeah, but I mean, they have the Warner Brothers license, the IP, and they're just kind of rehashing everything that's been already been released through Hot Toys. I'll play devil's advocate. Are the figures better? Sure, but the figures are also double the price than what you would have originally gotten them from Hot Toys. So you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. I mean, I guess if you're a Harry Potter fan, you can get Harry Potter and the Kids. They're doing The Walking Dead after 8 years off the air, so they missed the tentpole event on that. Lord of the Rings. What do they got? They're up to 2 characters from Lord of the Rings out of a richly filled story. Lord of the Rings. I mean, how long is it going to take you to build the Fellowship, folks? A decade at this rate, right? Unless you're part of Fox and Friends, maybe you'll get the figures early. But how long is it going to take you to get Frodo, Gimli, right? How long is it going to take you, Frodo Baggins and Sam, right? How long is it going to take you to get those 2? If you get a figure every 2 years, shit, it'll probably be a lot quicker to actually deliver the ring to and drop it in Mordor by the time you can actually build a decent Fellowship crew from InArt. That's assuming they're even still around. Again, distribution is going to be the end of them. I mean, the Fellowship is what? How many people are in the Fellowship? Is it 7 or 8? You got the Orlando Bloom elf. I can't think of his name. You got the dwarf. You got Sam, Frodo. Then you got the other the other hobbits. You're gonna need the elves. Eldon or Elrond. Fuck. I mean, that's shit. I mean, even if you go conservative, you're still looking at 6 or 7. You got to build the fellow. How about Gollum? I don't know. My thing is, how deep are you willing to go into Lord of the Rings and in a very competitive, expensive, wacky toy market right now? Everybody wants your money. 9, thank you. I thought it was 7. Is that 9 the conservative, or is that including the other hobbits? Because there's 4 hobbits. Are you including Pippi or what are their names? Is there really 9? Is that 9 the conservative, or are you adding the elves to that? Jesus. Yeah, it'll be a decade before InArt even gets to around. By the time they complete the Fellowship, Hot Toys would come out with their artisan Gandalf version and just piss everybody off. So you have, the King of, I already covered the King of Pop. Robert Pattinson, feels like he's old news already. The buy sell trade groups are already, he's already starting to show up. Yeah, it's interesting. This is going to be it's an interesting progress to follow them. It'll be interesting to see how they correct the ship. It may be too late. They may not be able to correct the ship. It's just one issue within our after the other. So it's just all toy companies right now. The only one that seems to be, like, every toy company is going to have a miss, but you can't have a series of consecutive misses. Hot Toys every now and then will miss the ball, sure, but for the most part, they're still king, and they're still gonna dominate the 1/6 scale community. What are the other players? Blitzway is dead or dying. You can kiss ever getting a Blitzway Ghostbusters figure. Your best bet is going to be the Star Ace Ghostbusters. That's going to be it. As pathetic as those things look. Let me pull them up here. I know when people were covering the Star Ace Ghostbusters, everybody was like, well, maybe Blitzway. Blitzway no longer has the license to Ghostbusters, folks. They lost their spot on the San Diego floor. They're no longer being distributed by Bandai Namco. They're in tough waters right now. They've canceled a couple of their statue pre-orders. Blitzway partnered up with Prime One on a few statue pieces, and they've been forced to cancel them. They cannot meet them. Blitzway right now is on life support, and so as far as Ghostbusters, it's going to be third-party knockoffs or the Star Ace. It just depends on how bad you really want them, or if it's even worth chasing. If it's worth chasing the Blitzways, but to me, the Blitzways are 100% overpriced. They're not even on pre-order yet, are they? Are the Star Ace Ghostbusters? I don't even see them on here. Are they? Are they on pre-order? Maybe they're not. Let me take a look here. I don't think they are they? Blitzway. The Star Ace. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should look for Star Ace. Maybe that's what it is. How about Star Ace? Is that it? Am I spelling that? Is there space? There it is. Shop all. Let's get the Ghostbusters. There it is. Ooh. $285. Oh boy. Yeah. And then you got Winston, and whoa, that's bad. What's wrong with his hair? Man, with Winston, they wanted to make sure that people knew he was black. They just gave him those cornrows. Holy shit. That's yikes. Yeah, at $285. This is some rough stuff here, folks. Maybe they go on set. Maybe it's worth that they're discounted. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Winston looks like Eddie Murphy. I don't know what's going on there. That's rough. That's pretty, yikes. And then Bill Murray, he looks, sculpt isn't that, it's not awful, but his face looks soft because, let's face it, Bill Murray at this point, I mean, he's always had like really bad a skin condition. He's always had the craters in the pots and the bad acne, and maybe it's tough to sculpt that, but unfortunately that's part of his look. And so it's almost like a hybrid between the film and the animated Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters. That gun looks cheap. This is yikes. This is some, oh boy. The light and effect doesn't look that great. If it was priced accordingly, it wouldn't be such a bad figure. But the fact that they're asking over $300 for this is pretty rough. Keep the fate strong for Hot Toys to grant us mercy and deliver us Ghostbusters. The problem with, because people keep wishing, Nate, people are wishing for Hot Toys to do Ghostbusters. I don't think Hot Toys gives a shit about the Sony Columbia license. I think and I believe they're expensive. Because if they were affordable, I believe that these other companies would have grabbed onto it. I believe either like Jazz Inc. would have grabbed onto it, or InArt would have grabbed onto it. And Sony Columbia, I think they're very vicious with their IP, and they're not cheap. So Blitzway had it. And they didn't have much success with the Ghostbusters. See, I don't know if they were ever very profitable with the Ghostbusters. I always felt they finally broke even with the Ecto-1 1/6 scale vehicle on the second reissue with the Afterlife vehicle, because I felt they took a bath when they offered the 1/6 scale 1984 Ecto-1. Nobody bought it. Nobody bought the Ecto-1 1984. And it wasn't until everybody started getting peppered with Trump dollars after the pandemic that everybody then wanted it, because it blew up. Everybody then just wanted to get it. And I pre-ordered mine through Sideshow, and this was before they started collecting sales tax, and it was $1,400. And I always saw the vision and the scope of owning a 1/6 scale Ecto-1, and it seemed like everybody just cut on to it later on. But again, Blitzway's timing was always poor, because when they had announced the pre-order, which was late 2017, for the 1/6 scale Ecto-1, everybody was still stewing and pissed off over Ghostbusters 2016 with the fat chicks on that in that film, sporting the proton packs. People are still pissed about that film, and it's just the timing was bad. No one gave a shit about Ghostbusters. It was in a tentpole event. They announced the Ecto-1 at the bottom of the tentpole, right? And so they didn't make a lot of batches. It was highly sought. Then Afterlife comes out. They kind of reissue it, but it's not, because it's a different vehicle with a gunner seat and the RC vehicle, ghost trap, and all that stuff. And I have it. I have both vehicles. In fact, you can see it right here. I have it. I USB hacked it and so forth. I have Afterlife and then 84. They're my grails. That's the way I see them. They're my showpieces. I love them. They're a lot of fun. When you have a vehicle from like that, for what, I mean, it was $1,400, and the attention to detail that Blitzway was able to put into that vehicle was astonishing. Like, they added grills and pipes and mufflers underneath the vehicle. They added so much extra detail to parts of that vehicle that you would never see or experience, but they did it. And to me, that was the gold standard. In fact, I don't know if I've said this on streams before, but out of all the 1/6 scale vehicles, the one that should get the top prize, the Epsilon Nobel Peace Prize, as far as the best 1/6 scale vehicle, as far as representation, the amount of detail, the quality it was constructed, and factor that into the price, it goes to Blitzway, the Ecto-1, 1984. They did a phenomenal job on that. And there's a reason probably why it's still highly sought out to this day. It's never going to, Blitzway is no longer ever going to make it. They don't have the license anymore. Star Ace, if they ever decide to make it, it's not going to be very good. I mean, if this is what the Ghostbusters look like, yikes, I can only imagine what the actual vehicle is going to be. I don't believe what Star Ace shows with their images to what you get in hand. Buying these figures are a big risk factor. Now, what's interesting is that I actually have a few Star Ace figures in my collection. I bought a couple of their horses, and I have Batman Ninja. I have like Batman Ninja Harley and Batman Ninja Catwoman from Star Ace. Good figures. Quality, top notch. Now, I did buy them on sale, and they're also animated, and I have no issues with them. I thought they were fantastic. And they're 1/6 scale horses, because I bought a couple of them for Doc Brown and Marty for my 1885 setup, my DeLorean. And yeah, Star Ace provided the horses. So they do good. They do a fantastic job. I would say more on Beast of Burden, maybe, or Ghost, but when it comes to a human representation, yeah, they're kind of sketchy on that end. So I would exercise extreme caution. Going to be called the Timu one. That's good. That's good. So the Ecto-1, it's the Timu one. Good for you. Uh-oh. I think I phased myself out of that. That was weird. Good for you. That was pretty good. So yeah, I thoughts and prayers if you folks really want Ghostbusters, because we don't even have the third-party knockoffs out yet, and those are probably going to be a train wreck in themselves. And I would never encourage anybody in this state of collecting to go backwards. It's not worth it. To go back and chase the Blitzway Ghostbusters, I would not be your friend if I recommended you to go backwards. That would be a very foolish decision. The Blitzway Ghostbusters are worth exactly what I purchased them for. I purchased them for retail. They're not worth any, to me, they're not worth anymore. In fact, I remember when they first came out in 2017, 2018, I wasn't impressed with the sculpt. In fact, a lot of collectors were not impressed with the sculpt, but what Blitzway was able to make up for the lackluster sculpts of the Ghostbusters, they made it up with fantastic high-end detail. The proton packs are phenomenal. The soft goods, jumpsuit, boots, accessories, Blitzway knocked out of the park. The head sculpts, a 7, on a good day, 6.5. Head sculpts for Blitzway were never that great. But again, it's the experience of having a kick-ass Ecto-1 84 with the Ghostbusters inside of them, blasting the music, zapping Slimer. That's fun shit. I know that's pretty much. I got that Thanos now. So I would exercise extreme caution when doing the stories. They're not the worst figures in the world, but my God, it definitely does raise a few red flags on here. And yikes! Is he? Bill Murray looks like he's just, his eyes are drooped. Like, man, I don't know. This is, ugh. And the jumpsuit, and is that name tag proportion right? I don't know. Where's Ryan? He's the anal retentive. Mr. Mom's collectible. He's the more anal retentive on this. I'm not as harsh as him on this, but this isn't great either. I can't defend these figures, and I can't recommend you folks going backwards either. It just ain't worth it. So be patient. Yeah. I think that's going to be it for tonight. I'm going to go to bed. It's always fun rambling and chatting with you wonderful folks out there who take the time to watch. And yeah.
If you want the ultimate, you gotta be willing to pay the ultimate price.
In chess, the pawns go first. Humans and their guns.